Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. Here we go. It's Bayern at Arsenal. Oh, I've been looking forward to this game for so long. So long. I actually cannot wait. I mean, it's probably going to be crap, actually. I've just realised. But no, I mean, look, if you watch the highlights that I put up earlier about the Bundesliga, and you looked at how good Elise was, and we know about Harry Kane, it's just... and Arsenal are brilliant. So I just think I'm just so excited about this game. Look, I mean, I love football, and I'm sure you do as well. But there are certain games that just capture the imagination. The two best teams in the world, I think. And I think it's going to be really compelling. Look, maybe Arsenal will wipe the floor with them. It's the Bundesliga, you know, it's the Premier League. Maybe there's a big gap that we haven't, realised. Maybe Bayern will turn up like they did at PSG and beat them. I don't know. I actually don't know. It's like when two heavyweights collide. You know, it's like Fury versus Usyk. You just don't know which way it's going to go. So I'm very excited to see how it will play out tonight. And hopefully we will get a good result. So, yeah, I'm very excited about it. What's going on here? Get off. Oh, get off. I can't see my bloody screen here. Off. Right, so I'll get the team news for you now. Let me get that there. So there is... Who's coming up first? Arsenal. Did Arsenal go for any changes tonight? I suppose that's a question straight away. We'll keep an eye on the other games. Obviously, PSG against Spurs and Liverpool at home to PSV. We'll keep an eye on those. But let's have a look at these lineups first of all. So, Arsenal, they're in the tunnel. So, Raya, Timber, Saliba, Mosquera, Lewis Skelly, Eze, Zubimendi, Rice, Trossard, Moreno and Saka. I mean, he's not really made any changes, has he? I mean, the midfield's strong. You could argue Lewis Skelly and Mosquera, they're two changes. But I think apart from that, it's pretty much a strong team, especially when you look at the bench. Odegaard's back on the bench. You've got Nwaneri on the bench, Martinelli, Madueke, Hincapié, Calafiore. Still no Gyökeres back yet, and obviously Gabriel is injured. And then the Bayern Munich side, Neuer, Stanisic, Upamecano, Tar, Lema, Pavlovic, Kimmich, Gnabry, Karl, Elise, Kane. I mean, that's as strong as they can get, really. Obviously, Luis Diaz is suspended after his red card against PSG. So, yeah, it's a very strong team. I mean, I can't predict this one for you. I can't tell you which way this is going to go. I think it's going to be massively compelling and very exciting. I mean, look, Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga, for those who watch it with us on a Friday night, they're way out. They're way out in front. I mean, I suppose the only shock result was drawing with Union Berlin a couple of weeks ago. But even in the Champions League, they've been really good. They comprehensively beat Chelsea. They comprehensively wiped the floor with PSG in Paris until they had a man sent off at half-time. So, I mean, I do agree with Georgie. If we get a red card in this game, it destroys it. I'll put another channel on. But I want to see 11 against 11, and I want to see what this is all about. I want to see how good Arsenal are and how good Bayern are, because to me, they're the two standout clubs at the moment. And it doesn't mean that they will be in March. It doesn't mean that there's not an opportunity for a Man City or a Real Madrid to come through and win the tournament, or a PSG again. But right here, right now, it's about the now. And I think that they are the two best sides. I think Elise is arguably the best player in the world at the moment. I mean, argue with me, whatever, that's up to you. But I genuinely do think he is up there with the best in the world. I mean, he got 2 goals and three assists, I think, or 3 assists and 2 goals. That's literally what I just said. At the weekend. Harry Kane, we talk a lot about Erling Haaland, but Harry Kane has been incredible as well. And Arsenal deserve huge credit as well. Look at Eze at the weekend. So it's going to be really interesting. And I tell you what I think is nice about this, and we're about to see them shake hands as well. I think Crystal Palace should take a bit of credit here, because we're about to see Elise and Eze shake hands. And it wasn't that long ago, and the camera misses it typically. It wasn't that long ago that Elise and Eze were the wide players for Crystal Palace. So it just shows you their evolution from 2 years ago. One of them is at Bayern Munich, getting all the accolades as one of the best players in Europe, and one of them is at Arsenal, currently getting accolades as one of the best players in the Premier League. So I predict a riot, says Stevie. I mean, I just hope. I don't think Bayern Munich, I think the most important thing tactically is I don't think Bayern Munich will play like Spurs or every other club that plays Arsenal. I don't think they're going to sit deep and counter. I think they will back themselves to play their game, because they always do. I remember Bayern Munich when Man City were good, and they will play their way. I remember a couple of years ago, actually, Man City were good, and Bayern Munich still had more possession than them. They got knocked out. I think Upamecano had a bad game, but they will play their way, Bayern. They will do. And I think that allows Arsenal to play the way they really want to play as well. So hopefully we're going to see a really good game of football here. I'm very excited about it. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe. This game I've been looking forward to for so long. So let's hope it delivers. Elise or Saka, Mark, says Evan Whelan. Well, I'll do a poll on that, because I think it's actually a very, I mean, thank you very much for your super chat, but I actually think that is a bloody good either or. I do, and I'll have a think about it whilst you vote, because I don't think it's as clear cut as it might be. Don't even predict anything anymore, says Yusuf. Mark, you look extra cute today, says Zuta. And if Liverpool hadn't scored in extra time, we would be 19th, says Jordan Leake. What? Who'd be 19th? What are you talking about? No, I think it's a good question. I think right now Elise is one of the best players in the world, so I'd have to go after him. I mean, I think Kane's better than Haaland as well at the moment. But I think it's one of those, it's not definitive. I'd say that. I don't think it's a definitive Elise or Saka. But I think right now it's Elise. I like Saka. I think he's a good player. And, you know, it's like Yamal last night. People will say Estebal's better than Yamal. He's not. He just had a better game than him last night. And maybe Saka will have a better game tonight. Here we go. The timer's up and running. Hope you're doing well, mate. If Arsenal win tonight, I think we're clear favourites for the Champions League. Should be a great game. And yeah, you know, I think there's what surprised me about this is that there's a lot of people who have gone with Bayern Munich to win it. And you might be right. You might be right. And it just shows you that Arsenal, who've been so good and don't concede many goals and are so good at the Emirates, some people really do think that Bayern are better and will come and beat them. So that's a huge show of respect for Bayern Munich. But let's not forget, Arsenal are a bloody good side. Like, I'd be surprised if that happens. I think Arsenal are a really good side. So, look, this is where the Champions League stands out now with the changes that it's made, because this could be the final. And the chances of us seeing Arsenal playing Bayern Munich in November in the old format were very slim. Whereas now, with this league format, you've got to say it works. And I wasn't sure about it, but I'm not stubborn. I will say, okay, I was wrong. And I think it's great that we get a game like this, where both teams have picked strong teams as well. It's not like they're going, oh, it's a Champions League game, let's not take it seriously, like they have. Liverpool in the league would be 19th if they didn't score in extra time in the first 5 games, says Jordan. All right, okay. I see what you mean. Thanks for the clarity. 67% of you. Oh, God. Yeah. So, yeah, you've voted for Elise and 33% have gone with Saka. As I said, I think for me right now, I would go Elise. However, I think they're very close. Certainly. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way. We're really close to 440k, 1.44. We're currently only 158 subscribers away. So please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. It's free to do. Get involved with That's Football. Everybody is welcome here. So a fast start to this game in the first 2 minutes. And hopefully I say this a lot when I watch Bundesliga games. The games flow very quickly. So hopefully we're going to see the ball in play a lot and we're going to see a high intensity. In fairness, it's Arsenal sitting back. I was intrigued about this game tactically, and it's Arsenal who are sitting deep at the moment. Now that shows you how much respect Arsenal have got for Bayern, because they're the ones that are looking to counter at the moment. But that could change. Strong by Kimmich against Rice. Referee gives the foul. I wouldn't have a problem with Arteta playing counter-attacking football, because ultimately it's about doing your homework. I mean, they're pressing now. So, you know, you've got to have different tactics in different games, haven't you? And foul there by Tar. I don't think the linesman gave it, but chance for Arsenal to... This will be interesting, putting those set pieces into the box. They don't have Gabriel, but they're very good at it. Got a penalty to PSV here. At Anfield. Van Dijk's got his hand in the air. He can't believe it. VAR's taking a look at it. I mean, this is... Scouse, You Never Walk Alone says it's never a penalty, though. Van Dijk can't believe it. They're going to review it. I'll tell you what's going on with that. In fact, I'll get a second screen up in a minute. I just want to see what happens. He's not happy. Slot's gone if they lose this. Well, it's been given. He's about to take it. Perisic for PSV. Smokebow says there's no reason for him to do that. And it's a lovely finish by Perisic. And it is 1-0 to PSV. It looks a bit like a Croatian shirt, actually, doesn't it? It's like I'm watching Croatia here. PSV 1-0 up against Liverpool. I mean, the dream starts. Slot looks dishevelled. Van Dijk still arguing with the referee. And he's not happy. Alex says, that's a penalty, 100%. You can't have your hand up in the air like that. I mean, it's the last person you want to be giving up a penalty, isn't it? Well, I want to do an Arsenal Bayern reaction video. I don't want to be doing a Liverpool in crisis video, but, you know, who knows? We might be doing that again. Calm before the storm, maybe. We'll keep an eye on that one, but we're here back at the Emirates for the big game. Let me just get a second stream up and running here. Look at this long throw-in coming in from Declan Rice. Boo. Boo. Long throw-in, twats. Can't stand it. Even if United do it, I don't like it. Okay, I've got that one on as well. So yeah, Liverpool 1-0. I've got that one on there, and this is the... Well, I'm mainly going to be here, but I'll keep an eye on that one as well. Letting the game flow for a while, then I'll drop a rage bait for Arsenal fans, says Rub. Thank you very much, pal. Nearly 10,000 of you watching already. Please do share the video, get involved. Thanks for the early super chats. You're welcome on That's Football. Only had 6 minutes, but Liverpool are losing already. Look, as a United fan, you just got to love it. You've got to enjoy it. I wasn't expecting Liverpool to be crap this season. I probably wasn't surprised that United are crap again, but I wasn't expecting Liverpool as well. As a United fan, the Champions League is a great palate cleanser, says Tooch. I mean, that's really sad, but true. Like, the fact that I watch the Champions League and enjoy it, and there's no prospect of Man United being in it is really sad. it's like watching. I mean, I'm just so grateful for this community and that's football, because I like the Champions League, but Man United are never bloody in it, are they? Good break from Arsenal here. Saka, oh no, he's kept up. Good pass. No, intercepted. Could do with a goal in this game. I know it's only early, but just from an observational point of view, it would be nice to get an early goal from somebody, because I think it just opens the game up a little bit there. Oh, Saka! Oh, I looked away at the Liverpool game like a prat. Oh, this could be it. Great block of Trossard, and the flag's gone up anyway. Ooh. You were offside, Trossard, don't worry, but it was the Saka one, I think. Yeah, well, I don't know whether he's offside there. Probably was a little bit. Trossard tried to square it to Saka. It was never on, really. Tar had it covered. Don't think it was offside, but they didn't put the ball in the back of the net anyway. Good pressing by Arsenal, though. Bayern sticking to their principles of passing. Good interception there. Saliba. Very good. Oh, unlucky with the pass. Unlucky with the pass. Real Madrid are 1-0 down. I need to get the score thing up again. Not totally prepared here. Liverpool losing 1-0 to PSV. We know about that. It was a penalty. Arsenal 0-0 with Bayern. And earlier games, Copenhagen beat Kairat Almaty 3-2. Paphos and Monaco drew 2-2. Atletico Madrid have got a VAR against Inter. Don't know what's going on there. Frankfurt are playing Atalanta. Liverpool are losing to PSV. Olympiacos are 1-0 up against Real Madrid. I feel like Real Madrid play Olympiacos every week. Did they play Barca or something recently? Sporting have had a man sent off against Club Brugge, and we've only had 10 minutes. Hulmelen makes a tackle on his opponent and is shown a harsh red card by the referee. Well, if you're interested in that, that sounds very, very harsh. PSG Tottenham 0-0 at the moment. Goldbridge loves Arsenal, says Bryson. I want Bayern to win. I do. I think Bayern are a fantastic team this year. Having seen all their goals on the Bundesliga, which you can do on That's Football. They're just a really good team this year. I know they're very dominant in the Bundesliga normally anyway, but they're just very good to watch this season. And they've got loads of goals in them. Liverpool beyond crisis, says Dingo. I mean, I like that as a title. I've got a sore lip. I've got a paper cut on. Oh, you know what? This is why I don't send cards. I was writing a Christmas card today, and I licked it. You know, I shouldn't have done it anyway, post-COVID. But you know where you can lick it to seal it? I got a paper cut on my lip. It's really sore. The red card's been overturned for Sporting. Yeah, well, it sounded harsh, and it has been overturned. There we go. Thank you very much. I really like that talent of Lennart Karl. Yep, he's... I think he did come through the Bayern Munich system, but he's another young player at Bayern. I mean, every German team seems to have 2 or 3 talented teenagers, and Bayern Munich don't necessarily need them because they can just buy them, but they do as well. Lennart Karl is an interesting player. No Luis Diaz because he was sent off against PSG, so they are missing one of their better players. But I think at this stage of the season, Arsenal are missing Gabriel, aren't they? You can't use that as an excuse these days. Look at the numbers Arsenal have got behind the ball here, though. You can see the respect. I don't see how they're going to break down Arsenal here, says Georgie. They are definitely parking the bus, Arsenal. Slightly disappointed by it, but you can't criticise it. I mean, everyone else does it against Arsenal. Why shouldn't they do it against a good attacking side? But Bayern will be used to it. I mean, God, you know, they probably get this every week. Do you think the result of this game has any impact on the Chelsea game on Sunday, says EMP? Well, I think if Arsenal got beat 2 or 3-0, of course it would impact them. But I don't think that's going to happen, by the way. But yeah, of course, you know, of course your last result can impact your next game. Woohoo says, really hope this is it. And how many changes would you make against Palace, says Yusuf. For United, 6 or 7. I did that one on purpose. Good interception there. Ref's giving a foul. Oh, I don't know. I'd like to see that one again. Bayern were in there. Oh, yeah. Definitely a foul. Abdullah says Arsenal will lose to Chelsea. Powerboy says, why are you standing? I don't normally stand for a game on That's Football. I always stand for United. But I suppose it's when it's a big game I get a bit like, you know, in the old days I used to watch a lot of football in the pub, and I would not sit down and watch a game in a pub. I'd always want to stand up. Xerxes was a Bayern Academy player too, yes. I don't know whether that was a foul as well. How many? I've done that one, thank you very much. We have still got, well, we've got a goal for Liverpool. Liverpool have got a goal. PSV, stupid. Getting caught in the press. But they've cleared it away. Liverpool maintain the attack with Gakpo. Good save, and then a tap in for Szoboszlai. Fair play. Fair play. I think PSV were pissing about with this at the back a little bit, but that didn't lead to the goal. It was the second phase where Liverpool won it back again. Good play by Gakpo. Keeper palms it into the path of Szoboszlai, and it's a tap in. And Liverpool do need that, don't they? You've got to equalise quickly when you go down after 5 minutes. Good play by Gakpo. And then a tap in for Szoboszlai. Saka's bleeding here. Atletico Madrid are 1-0 up against Inter. Alvarez. I don't really know what happens here. It's a long ball by Neuer. He heads it away. And it hits Saka. The ball hits Saka in the face. It's the ball. Imagine if Spurs don't get beat by PSG in Paris. Yeah, Saka's down at the moment with a nosebleed from the ball. Ball's knocked him out. Tuchel's in the crowd. He'll be all right. He'll stick a couple of those nose tampons up his nose and he'll be fine. You know them white things they put up your nose? Andy says, United players got a great chance to be part of this next season and still can't turn up for Everton at home. Shocking. Thanks, Andy. Thanks for your super chat, pal. There you go. Crystal Palace, Man United at 12 o'clock on Sunday. Palace have got a game tomorrow. Look at the Bayern Munich fans as well. There's a guy there cheerleading them on. Oh, you can't speak. You can't speak. Liverpool are losing again. They're scoring again. They've scored again. This is a great watch-along. It's a cross. Oh, my God. They're so shit at the back. Oh, he's giving the flag. He's giving a flag. He's giving a flag. Offside. Yeah, they are offside. Both of them are offside. So close. It was offside. You can't argue with it, but, you know, it's risky to play that line. Madrid are still losing, yeah. Randy says there's no way that's offside. 100% is. Yeah, Real Madrid still losing to Olympiacos. Good play by Elise. Found by Lewis Skelly. So, Bayern Munich with a chance to whip a cross in here. And Kimmich is going to do it. Lewis Skelly against Elise tonight because Calafiore has been benched. Kimmich with the cross, headed away. Bayern pick up the second ball. Goes all the way back to Neuer. Regan says that goalkeeper's rubbish for Liverpool. Is Elise just... has Alisson just been rested? Here is Elise. Oh, look at the skills. Wins a corner. I think Kimmich and Neuer are two of the most underrated players, the class, says Tom. I wouldn't say they're underrated. I think most of us do rate Kimmich and Neuer. Elise reminds me of Mahrez, says Ted. Yeah, I suppose it's that left-footed right winger, isn't it? Best decision Elise ever made was rejecting United, says Nath. In hindsight, it's a bit like Jude Bellingham, isn't it? He could have come to Man United and Elise could have come to Man United, but I think you are right. Sack says, do you even follow football? Alisson's been injured for ages. Mate, he literally played at the weekend. Do you follow football? You made yourself look a right twat there, haven't you? You really have. I do love it when people do that. Do you even follow football? Alisson's been injured for ages. Yeah, he played at the weekend, pal. You've absolutely done yourself there. You thought you were going to get through 2025 without doing it, and you've failed in November. So close, but so far. PSV 45 if they lose, says Kenneth. And user PSV 45. I see, I get it. P45, yeah. User KL6UQ3H. I'll give up. Thank you. Welcome to Members Club. Thanks for getting your badge in. Corner to Arsenal. Ross McRae Magician says, if you could go to any football match ever and have a selfie or take a photo at the game, other than the 1999 Champions League final, which would it be? 2008 Champions League final in Moscow. You should have said a non-Man United game. I don't know. I've always been massively in love with the Italia 90 tournament. So I think if I could have gone to, you know... Goal! Arsenal! Corner! Timber! They've done it from a corner. There you go. It's a hard pill to swallow because I like Bayern Munich and I just think that's just so formulaic and robotic, but it's so effective as well. It's what they do. 1-0 Arsenal from a corner. It's part of the game. It's going to burn so many people, that is. But look, even I would go, not another corner. But it's part of the game. They're good at it. And they've done it. 1-0. They're very effective at it. Saka's cross is perfect. Manuel Neuer's nowhere near it. He tries to come for it. No, you can't have any complaints about that, Bayern. I mean, there's a bit of a push on him by Timber, but he's just not. He's made a mess out of that. Neuer's made a right mess out of that. He's probably not used to that type of... Well, look, they conceded from 2 set pieces at the weekend. So that's three corners they've conceded from in their last... Well, not even a game and a half. So it is a weakness. of Bayern at the moment. Mbappe's just equalised for Real Madrid. They're 1-1 in against Olympiacos. But we have a goal here. Arsenal. Set piece FC, who would have guessed, says Recon Guy. Louis Radford, welcome to the Members Club. Thanks for getting your badge in. And for anyone wondering, Alisson had a fever today, says Fern. Thank you very much. And Inter versus Barca 2010 at the Nou Camp, Jose Legend. Timber is having a fantastic season. Upamecano's just been booked here, so it's going bad for Bayern here. And he was late. I mean, Timber sort of goes on to Neuer before it and barges into him. I mean, technically, that's just very clever. He does foul him before it, but he's done it before it to unsettle him. I mean, look, you're never going to get a foul for that. And they've got another chance to put a cross in here. Mbappe's just scored again for Real Madrid, and Sporting have just gone 1-0 up against Club Brugge. So quick fire goals for Mbappe have put Real Madrid 2-1 in front. And Bayern are a bit rocked here. It is like two heavyweights going against each other, and Bayern have taken a punch here. They've been knocked down. Can they get back up? They look a little bit punch drunk here. Dry lips. It's a rarity for me. Do you think Company is a good manager, or does an amazing Bayern squad just mask it? I think it's a great question, because at Burnley, he was very stubborn and he got absolutely bantered. He then goes to Bayern Munich and he banters everybody else. So, you know, I suppose the next question is, it'd be interesting to see what he could do with an Aston Villa, because Burnley, it was a hard job. Bayern, you know, it's an easier job. So I'll tell you what's the biggest surprise tonight. PSG aren't beating up Spurs yet. Kimmich has gone down injured now as well. Blazy says, just say you don't like City. Well, I don't like City because they're a rival of Man United. But I've got to say, this season I haven't minded them as much as I probably haven't for 10 years. I don't mind Man City the way they play football this season. I've got to be honest. I don't actually... I'd actively avoid doing watch-alongs for Man City because I find them really boring to watch. But I actually quite like watching them this season. Do you see Ronaldo's bicycle kick a few days ago? Incredible to see at his age. Just shows what you can do if you keep your body in shape, says Chris. Mate, that guy is a phenomenon. A phenomenon. Arsenal playing with vibrance and confidence now. They're into the box with Lewis Skelly. As I say, Bayern Munich are just, you know, I think Arsenal sense blood here. They're not playing so deep. They're looking to play on the front foot a little bit. They've got that goal. And they're playing with confidence. I agree with you, Colby. Bayern look a bit shook at the moment. What do you think about this? This happened to me today. I went to get petrol in my car, right? And I know I don't normally do this, but you know in a petrol station there's like the first pump and then the second pump. there was a car in front of me in the first pump, and I could have gone round and been at the front on another pump, but I went behind it because I thought, well, it's already here. It'll be filling up with petrol. Got out my car, started filling up the petrol. The guy in front is sat there with his half out of his car on his phone. He's not started to fill his car up yet, and it's busy. So I'm sort of like, I'm going to fill my car up. I'm going to pay for it, and then I'm not be able to get out because he hasn't done it. And I was like, the fuck are you doing, mate? Do you see... At the end of the day, it was okay because by the time he started filling his car, I'd started filling mine, and mine took a lot longer to fill than his car. But I was like, you don't just pull up at the front of in the front pump and then just sit there on your bloody phone. You know, if you're in the front pump, you move fast. No social etiquette at all, Lee. You're absolutely right. If I'm in the front pump and there's a car behind me, I'm very aware that I need to get my petrol and get out so they can get out. It's like someone on their phone at the gym. Maybe he was paying with his phone. No, he didn't. He went in the shop. How much was it to fill it? Too bloody much. I think there's a lack of awareness and a lack of manners more than ever. Best quote in football, anything can happen, says Hyper. Well, hopefully Bayern come back into this. They've just got to... They've not had a chance yet, have they? But you know what? One thing I will say about Bayern is that they do score a lot of goals, but they've not come up against a defence like Arsenal this season. The best defence in Europe. Goal Madrid, Mbappe hat-trick. See, after tonight, people will be saying Real Madrid. Real Madrid can win the league. The Champions League. I hate people that leave the car after filling at pump. And do you, says Evan Whelan, and do you think Pep could leave City anytime soon, says Amir? I think I think there was a very high chance that he was going to go in the summer, but now that he's stayed and you look at the team, it is a rebuild. I think I think it's good that he's doing it, because one of the big criticisms I always had about Pep was that he doesn't build teams. This could be a great chance for Arsenal. Eze should be 2-0. What the hell was he doing there? He's in one-on-one in the box. I don't think he even shoots. I think he tries to play it to Saka for a one-on-one. It's a great chance. Eze massively part of it. Moreno gives it him back. I don't know whether he shoots or does he shoot? This is the angle we need. So a lovely take by Eze. Megs on up Meccano gets it back. I think it's a shot. I think it is a shot. He just doesn't get hold of it right. That can happen. Bayern in trouble here. Arsenal, give him the credit. You get 20 to 30 pumps per station here in the US, says WC. I know, I saw him. BP. I was in New York. BP petrol stations. British Petroleum. I bet it's not owned by the British now. Fuck knows. Yeah, so I think Pep will stay and finish the project now this time. Can Liverpool turn their season around without the sack, says Tom. I don't think Liverpool have got any intention of sacking Arne Slot. Sporting 2-0 up now against Club Brugge, and I think Real Madrid are 4-1 up against Olympiacos. From 1-0 down, from 1-0 up to 4-1 down in half an hour. Oh, I think it's a goal for Bayern. I think it's a goal for Bayern. It's Carl from The Simpsons, and it's an absolute cracker. What a goal by Bayern that is. What a game we've got on here tonight. Game on. We wanted this. We wanted a test. We wanted a game. You can't keep Bayern down. Lennart Carl with the goal. Watch it back. Kimmich into Elise. It's Elise who's provider again. Look at this. What a goal. What a goal. Kimmich, Elise, Carl, Koch, KO. So it's Gnabry. That doesn't work. We don't want it to be KOK. Gnabry. I thought it was Elise. It's Gnabry. KGK. Kimmich, Gnabry, Carl. I'm so used to Elise being out on that wing, putting the cross in. It's such a good goal. It's such a good goal. Game on. We need these games need goals. Like it just lights it up. And Arsenal are still very much in it. Beautiful goal, says Shaq. What an assist from Foden. My God, if Foden had assisted that, they would. Oh, lovely. Look at Carl. He's. I tell you what, I know all about Lennart Carl from our Bundesliga stuff, but some of you might be watching him for the first time. Kane, penalty. No. It's a good ball into Kane. I thought he was going to get the shot off. Apparently Collier's injured if you're interested. Thoughts on Kimmich, Mark? Well, it's not like he's a 19-year-old prospect. He's been around for a while. Fantastic player. It wasn't a penalty. I just, you get excited. Luis Diaz can't play, Dale. He's suspended because he got sent off against PSG. Carl's going to be world class, says Real. Good pressing by Arsenal and Timber here, though. And he's won it back as well. Good play, but then Bayern win it back. Oh, what a touch by Carl and Kane. Calms it down. Thought he was going to be doing cooking videos again, says Jim. But I am. Oh my God, they're in down the right-hand side. Cut it back. Cut it back, you greedy shit. What you doing? Mate. What do you mean you can't see? There's 3 of them right next to you, you lying twat. Pass the bloody ball, Stanisic. Greedy twat. Look at this. And then he says he can't see them. Look at it. Look, they're queuing up. And you shoot from there. Oh, I can't stand it when players do that. First goal they concede 2, says Reckon Guy. You're greedy, mate. Own it. Thinks he's Delo, says bro. Thinks he's Delo, says Malipa. Well, Arsenal got an injury here. I don't know who it's to. I think it's Trossard. Madueke's warming up. Lovely goal. Watch it again. What a ball by Kimmich. First touch by Gnabry is a pass, and then a first touch finished by that. Such a good goal. They score goals like this every bloody week, though. They're so good, but that's a fantastic goal by Bayern. You can't defend that. Arsenal are a fantastic defensive side, and you can't defend it. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Please do share the video if you're watching. I think we've got about 10,000 watching now. And make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. You're very welcome here. Trossard's still down injured, so we'll have a look at some of the other games. Tottenham have scored! Bloody hell, what's going on? PSG, Tottenham, Spurs are winning! I can't speak, but I have to. Richarlison in a yellow kit. Do the chicken, mate. You're actually in the right kit. They've scored in Paris. What's going on here? Goes out wide. Nice little bit of play. Cross comes in. Back post. Leaps. Goal. Good goal. It's a good goal. You can't deny it. That's a good goal, that. 1-0 to Spurs in Paris! Don't forget, Kimmich was a right-back that was converted to a midfielder by Pep. If Amrim only does that with Martinez and puts him in place of Bruno, but no, we suck, says Ashish. Trossard's walking down the tunnel and Madueke is on. I think Arsenal fans might prefer that, to be fair. Although Trossard is a good player, I think they will prefer that. I'm straight, but I'd probably pinch your cheek, says Zuta. And cooking videos, yes, Mark. Does Mrs. like your dishes, says Took. And I am... Ramesh says, I look up to you. Can you share some content creation tips? I love your discipline, says Iris. Just be you, mate. Just be you. Do something you enjoy and just be you. Don't copy others. People copy others and then wonder why they don't grow. Thought you was going to be doing cooking videos. I needed to come back from Gym Bob. I am going to do cooking videos and they will be happening before Christmas, but there's a couple of little bits I need to finish in the kitchen first. I use the kitchen. It's just not quite ready for me to film in yet. But we will be doing them, hopefully next week. So, what a half of football we've had here. Arsenal 1-1 with Bayern. PSV are 1-1 at Liverpool. And Spurs are 1-0 up in Paris. Great goal by Bayern, equalising from an Arsenal corner. But both teams, it's frenetic now. It's fast-paced. Arsenal probably playing the hardest game of the season here. Lovely play by Kane. Just spins Saliba. He won't have the pace to get away, but he does really well to find a pass. It's flown by this half, and we have had a few stoppages as well. Crossed by Elise, no one's going to get on the end of that, although Gnabry nearly did. Saka under a bit of pressure, does well, but he'll go out for a throw-in. It's hard to say which way this is going to go, but Saliba brings it out nicely. Saka needs a bit of support. You feel like the next goal is going to sway this, don't you? They're at each other here. You're doing Europa League watch-alongs tomorrow? Absolutely not. I'd rather shit in my hands and clap. With all due respect to Villa and Forest and Palace, absolutely no. So 5 minutes to go to half time. Let's have a quick look at what's going on in the other games. Arsenal obviously 1-1. Atletico Madrid 1-0 up against Inter. Frankfurt and Atalanta still 0-0. Liverpool 1-1 with PSV. Olympiacos are 1-3 down to Real Madrid, having been 1-0 up. PSG are losing to Tottenham 1-0. That's the result of the night so far. And Sporting are 2-0 up against Club Brugge. What's your favourite classic movie, Mark? Jaws or Godfather? Which is, I've given you two. I'd probably say Jaws. I think it's a classic if it's in the 70s. Goodfellas is better than Godfather, says Sora. Well, I wouldn't say Goodfellas is a classic to me because I remember it coming out, but I suppose if you're of a certain age, i.e., you know, in your 20s, you'd see Goodfellas as a classic because it was probably out before you were born. What's Arteta doing? I don't know what he's doing. He's had a yellow card. He makes me laugh. He makes me laugh. Just saw him go like that. He got one though. He got a yellow. Jaws is on ITV at 10. It's always on. It's the most easily accessible film in the world. I think it's on Netflix, Prime for free. Well, it's not for free, you know. Got a good openness to the game at the moment. It's certainly not slow, but they're both sort of cancelling each other out, which is exactly what many people thought would happen. Evenly matched sides. I'm a Barca fan and I told my Barca mates I'm shitting myself from Chelsea. They laughed at me. Guess who's depressed today? Not me, says Mozza. Well, I was very disappointed with Barcelona last night. Good cross! Oh, it could have been. It was a lovely cross by Timber into Eze. And I think Upamecano just did enough to shrug him off or put him off. But again, I mean, very similar in a way to what Bayern did. You know, that diagonal ball, first time cross. And Eze, you could argue there was a little bit of a nudge on him. It wouldn't be enough for a penalty for me. What would you rather live? What would you rather live? Steam? What's that about Langford? I think you need to reframe that. Yeah, I was disappointed with Barca last night. Nice ball into Carl. What a touch. Needs some support. Gets it out to Elise. Up against Skelly. Needs some help here. You don't want to be 1-for-1 against Elise, but he's done a good job. Kane can't get it out of his feet. And Arsenal. Ooh, just bounces into Raya's hands. Hamza says, have you ever had a hair transplant? If so, why? I've never had a hair transplant. I've been doing this for 10 years, so I think people would know if I'd had a hair transplant. But honestly, if I had or did go bald, I would have one. How can you like Jaws if you're scared of sharks, says Jason? It's just a brilliant film. Brilliant love story, you know? As I said before, he's just misunderstood. He doesn't want to eat them. He's just looking for love. He's in love with humans, and because he hasn't got any hands, he's trying to like hug them and kiss them, but it just goes wrong because his teeth are so sharp. And then you know, and then he falls in love with the boat at the end. User says, do you fancy Hugo Larsson from Frankfurt to replace Casemiro? I'd have to watch a little bit more of him. Half time at Anfield, 1-1. 3 minutes added on at the Emirates. Yeah, I'd have to watch a little bit more of Hugo Larsson. I think it's a big step to come and play in the midfield for Manchester United at that age. But he's definitely one to watch in the future. Best Christmas movie? Probably Home Alone, Paul. I do like watching Die Hard, but I'm not willing to waste time on that. Lovely run by Declan Rice. Good interception by Tari. Had to time that well. I think Bayern are just waiting for half time now. Goal for PSG. Let's have a look. Cross comes in. No, it's edge of the box. Oh, what a finish. Nah, you don't save those. Vitinha, that's an absolute banger. What a hit by Vitinha that is. You can't argue with that. I've just seen an advert for The Grinch, actually. I need to watch that. There's a load of Christmas films I like. I like the original Santa Claus with Tim Allen. I like that one. Great goal by Vitinha if you haven't seen it. Really, really good. Half time, 1-1. There we go. Well, give us your thoughts on the halves then. Still playing PSG. We'll go back there for a moment just because they're still playing. But 1-1 at the Emirates, and a very good performance from both sides, cancelling each other out. Fantastic game so far. Liverpool still 1-1 with PSV. They've got problems. And, of course, PSG just equalising against Spurs. Bergval's just gone in the book for a late foul on João Neves. Definitely was a yellow card, definitely was a foul. But yeah, that'll be a bit of a kick in the nuts for Spurs because it was such a good goal. And right on half time as well. Absolutely brilliant. Hamza says, can you unmute me on United stand? I can't do that, mate. I don't know how it works. Nath Soccer says, Tim Allen, Santa Claus is brilliant. Elves with attitude. Thank you very much. Remember Miracle on 34th Street, says Logic. Never seen it. Never seen 34th Street and never seen that. Tom says, who is high chilling with Marky Mark? Thanks for being our friend. Love from Norway. Thanks for your super chat, pal. Appreciate you. Sorry, Mark. Live stream snooker or curling? Says Langford. Still don't get it. Jingle All the Way is Oscar worthy, says Visible. I never really liked that. I never really liked that. Anyway, back to the Prem. Not back to the Prem. Back to the Champions League. What a night. What a night. It's living up to it. Obviously, it could be better. You know, it could be 3-3. But 1-1, I'll take that. Arsenal doing what Arsenal do with a header from a corner. And then Bayern doing what Bayern do, scoring a fantastic goal. And I think the game has opened up since then. And, you know, hopefully it will continue into the second half as well. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're very close to 440,000. We're about 100 away when last I checked. Well, 150 away when last I checked. We are now currently 44 subscribers away from 440,000. So please click the subscribe button. And if you have subscribed, click the share button and share it on your socials. Let's see if we can get there. What a film that was, by the way. That DiCaprio film. I can't remember what it's called. It will tell me now. Well worth a watch. I can't remember what it was called. Someone will tell me. One battle after another. That was it. Very, very good. Arsenal winning this, their attack is better, says Amani. I think the brilliant thing about the game is, let's do a little bit of a poll on this. A half-time poll. We don't normally do it. But I think it works well in the sense that it could still go either way. Both teams since the goals have been, well, I think even before the goals, it was very equal. I'll tell you what I wonder, though. How much of this equality are we taking into account when balancing to the fact that Arsenal are at home? If this was at Bayern, would we have a different story? I actually think The Revenant is a Christmas film. That's going to blow people's minds. If you've never seen The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio, watch it. It's brilliant. For me, I always associate it with Christmas. And it's not just because of the snow. I watched it for the first time on Boxing Day night. So I just associate it with Christmas. It's definitely not a Christmas film, but there is snow in it. But I've always associate The Revenant. I have to watch it at Christmas, you know? Cheers, Mark, on another cracker of a year. Can we get your Mount Rushmore of Christmas movies? It says Planet Spaceman. Well, being as it's half time, I'll think about that one. Thanks for your super chat. No, you're a member for 19 months. Thank you very much, sir. Is it just me, when you were going through the scores, that we don't mention United as part of the Champions League, and it's sad? This is where we belong, says United 77777. I was saying that before. The Champions League is brilliant. I've loved the Champions League over the last few years. And but I just don't associate Manchester United with it. We're just not, we're nowhere near it. And even if we were in it, I wouldn't like I wouldn't expect us to do well in it. So even when Man United have been in the Champions League recently, we've been shite in it as well. So, yeah, time is still going. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I will do that Mount Rushmore of Christmas movies. I just need to have a little bit of think. What's your best Christmas Carol film? Muppets. No. Mickey's. What's your favourite Christopher Nolan film, Mark? Says Christian. I do like the Batman films and I do like Inception. Yeah. I do like the Polar Express. It's a bit of a funny one. You're just reminding me of films now that I probably wasn't going to watch, which I'm sort of like going, I will. That Van Dijk penalty, by the way, is a penalty. I don't know how he's moaning about that. I've only just seen it, and he's trying to justify it. Now, Van Dijk's a big guy. When Van Dijk puts his arm in the air, he's nearly as tall as the Empire State Building. Like, how he can justify that's not a penalty, he's having a laugh. That's the first time I've seen it. He's like that. He's like a bloody telegraph pole. You can't say, oh, you know, I was just... Mate, that is the most handball you'll ever see. You can't not give a handball for that. It's definitely a handball. There's no doubt about that at all. Die Hard, says Grant. Thank you very much. Thanks for all your super chats, by the way. Keep sharing the video. Lovely stuff. We've got 39% of you saying Arsenal are going to win in the second half. And we've got 39% of you saying Bayern are going to win in the second half. And we've got 22% going for a draw. Isn't that just brilliant? That basically is what we call the perfect poll because they're locked perfectly together. So well done everyone who's voted. I'm sort of in agreement. I don't like sitting on the fence. I think we will get a winner, but I can see it being either of them. So I don't know. Are you going to watch Stranger Things, says Max. I watched something last night for about 40 minutes on YouTube, which was a summary of Stranger Things from season 1 to the last one. And I'm so glad I did, because sometimes I don't bother. Sometimes I just go, oh, I'll be okay. I definitely needed to watch that. So I will watch it at some point, yeah. Because they're staging them, aren't they, anyway? So what I tend to do is I might wait strategically until when I start watching them, I can go all the way through to the end. Because there's some out now, there's some out, and then there's some out again, isn't there? There's three releases. Would you rather be trapped in a cage with a great white shark or a hungry polar bear? So basically, 12, Jimmer, what you're saying is, which way do you want to die? Because I'm not coming out of it, am I? You know? Ain't happening. Winning the Champions League will raise Harry Kane's appreciation, says Andrew. And Lethal Weapon 1 is also a Christmas movie, says Terra. Yes, definitely. 100%. 100%. I'm still working through my Mount Rushmore of Christmas films. I'll come back to you on that one. But the half times at the moment, Atletico Madrid winning 1-0 against Inter. Frankfurt are 0-0 with Atalanta, which is amazing because Frankfurt don't do clean sheets. Liverpool 1-1 with PSV. Olympiacos are losing now 3-1 to Real Madrid, having been 1-0 in front. PSG are 1-1 with Tottenham, and Sporting are 2-0 up against Club Bruges. That's where we are at the moment. But we've got a fantastic game of football going on here. I'm told we're 5 subscribers away from 440,000. So thank you, everybody, for that. Appreciate you. As always, great community. And we're enjoying it tonight. Look, going back to that Harry Kane question, he's been locked out of the game today. A fantastic player, but you know, Arsenal have a fantastic defence, which is the intriguing point of these types of games because you've got great attacks, great defence, and Harry Kane's been kept quiet. And the difference between Harry Kane and Haaland, though, and we've seen Haaland kept quiet in some games, you won't keep Harry Kane completely quiet because he'll drift deep and he'll start becoming part of the build-up, and that's what he's done. But he has been kept quite quiet in this game so far. Answer the question. Well, the question is, would I rather die by polar bear or shark? I mean, which one's going to be more merciless? I think a shark would be quicker. I imagine a polar bear might go, I've seen your streams. I've seen you taking the piss out of us, same with Thick. So I'm going to take my time on you, mate. I'm going to start off with your toes, then your fingers, then your cock, and not in a nice way. And, take the time. So I think a shark would just be, let's get it on. Love will tear us apart again. I'm not going to mess about here. My Mount Rushmore Christmas films, and this needs, if we've got an editor, this needs to be going on TikTok very, very quickly, because this is going to become a thing. We're going to be ahead of the game here. This Mount Rushmore of Christmas films cannot be beaten. I'm going to go with National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, absolute banger of a film. Home Alone, absolute banger of a film. It's a Wonderful Life, brilliant Christmas film with a brilliant message, even though it's filmed in black and white from the 40s, an amazing film. And to top it all off, mic drop, Die Hard, see you later. It don't get much better than that. It don't get much better than that. That is it. Die Hard, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Home Alone, It's a Wonderful Life. It's diverse, it's variety, it's the best Mount Rushmore Christmas movie list ever. It is. I'll tell you what, if you've never watched It's a Wonderful Life, don't be put off by the fact that it's in black and white and it's old. The story is amazing. I watch it every Christmas. It's a classic. I get myself a rum and coke, I get myself a few nuts, a few chocolates, and I sit there on an afternoon and I watch it. It's a brilliant film. Brilliant. I didn't watch it. Obviously, I wasn't bloody alive when it got released, you cheeky twat. It came out in 1940 whatever. Came out in 1946. You cheeky twat. I'm not having that. We're not having that. We're not having that. I don't think that Mount Rushmore can be beaten. I'll read them out, but I don't think it can. Polar bears eat bums first, so your rear and your legs, says Inquisition. That sounds like something on a porn site, eating ass. Man plus guitar, Scrooged. I need to watch that. I've not watched it in years. Going back to that point from Andrew, Champions League will raise Harry Kane's appreciation. I think it probably will. No, I think in relation to Harry Kane, he is a player that is having a fantastic season at Bayern Munich. I want him to stay at Bayern Munich. I don't want him to go to Barcelona, but you can understand why he might do that. But if he could win the Champions League, I think Harry Kane's the best striker in the world. Now, some people will say Mbappe, some people will say Haaland, and open the door. That's absolutely fine. But I think Harry Kane has got a better all-round. I think Mbappe offers the ability to take people on, and he's quick and he can finish. I think Erling Haaland is powerful and he can finish. And I think Harry Kane is creative and he can finish. They're all brilliant, but that's just where I'd go. We can't change the poll here. It's still locked on. Second half, Arsenal win 39%, Bayern win 39%, and a draw 21%. So that's where we are with that at the moment. So I'm going to close it because that's where it is. Because I want to do a poll on winner stays on, Kane or Haaland, and then we'll go Mbappe for the winner. I knew someone would say this. Jason March says, what about Love Actually? We do watch it every year. I think we watched it on Christmas Day last year, or maybe we watched it Christmas Eve. I find when I was younger, very, very quickly, right, because I'm just waiting for the Arsenal game to come back on. When I was younger, you used to have to time when you were going to watch a classic Christmas film because there was so much good on the telly. Nowadays, I'd never be like, let's watch Home Alone on Christmas Eve because there'd always be something good on the telly. Nowadays, I find you can watch 3 Christmas films on Christmas Eve and 3 Christmas films on Christmas Day because there's fuck all else on. So you do get through them. I get through all of them a lot more than I used to. Because at least last year there was Gavin and Stacey. I don't think there's anything this year. I just find myself watching classic films, classic comedies, Father Ted Christmas Special, Only Fools and Horses, Gavin and Stacey, The Snowman. Maybe that's what Christmas should be though, nostalgia. There's plenty of stuff there. Yeah, 100% a handball by Van Dijk there. I mean, how he's trying to claim that, I don't know. 2 Doors Down Christmas special. I've never watched it, Lee. It's a long half time, this. It is a long half time, isn't it? Mark, I bet you can't wait for the King's speech. You know what? I don't know whether this is... And I'd love to watch Towering Inferno again, Dale. I need to watch that. I don't know. I am telling the truth here. I don't actually remember ever watching the Queen's speech. And I never will now, because obviously he's not around. And I've never watched the King's speech. But I don't actually ever remember watching it. Scrooge number 1 for me, says Lennox. Thank you very much. Oh, there's so many good Christmas shows. Royal Family Christmas specials, The Office Christmas specials. There's even an Alan Partridge one. It's very old, but it's very good. The Grinch is a good film. Okay, we're ready to go for the second half here. Good chat at half time. What a community. We can do football and conversation. That's why we're so good. Thank you, everybody, as always. Thanks everyone who's subscribed. And yeah, thanks everyone for getting involved. Don't forget, Friday morning, we'll have our Premier League predictions show, me and Robbie. 3 points behind again as well. By gum. I'll tell you what though, I've got a chance to come back because the midweek Premier League fixtures, I can turn that around in a week. Probably be 9 points behind in a week, but what's your thoughts on Rush Hour and Rush Hour 4, says Daniel? Not mad into comedy action films, to be honest with you. Never liked any of the what was that Bruce Willis one? Last Action Hero. No, his wasn't called that. Was it something Jackson or Hudson Hawk? Piss off. Hudson Walk? Rubbish. Although Bruce Willis, it's sad what's wrong with him now. Very, very sad. I don't like action comedies. No. I like comedies and I like action, but I don't like action comedies. Yeah? Right, anyway, on to the football. Lovely take by Elise. Look at, I tell you what Arsenal have done really well. Swarm when Bayern get the ball. Mr. Brain Freeze, are you going to watch... Right, I've got to Google this now. Oh, mate, I know exactly what that is. It's 2 words together. I ain't going to fall for that. Oh, no, it actually is a film. Fackham Hall. It actually is a film. Sorry about that. I thought you were just trying to get me to say something rude, but it actually is a film. Here's Saka. Oh, over the bar. He wants a corner for it. And he has got a corner for it. He obviously hit it quite well. I don't know about this moustache from Neuer. You can get at this Bayern side, though, because they do play that high line. It was a mistake by Kimmich, and it drops to Saka, and he did hit it well. It was going over anyway. That wasn't going in. He's doing it for Movember, of course, yes. Great cause. Corner to Arsenal. They've scored from one of those before. They've gone short here to Elise. Into Saka. Lovely feet. Back to Elise. Little dink to the back post. Easy header away by Bayern, but Arsenal win the second ball. Bayern don't clear it away, and then Kane nods it back calmly to Neuer. Would you put Heat in your top 10 favourite movies? I put it in my top 5, Mikey. I love it. I watch it every year in the summer. It's an unbelievable film. Switch! Switch! Kimmich didn't see it. Good play by Tar. Strong. Eze was trying to get through. Good intensity this game. Here's Gnabry up against Timber. He won't get much joy out of him. And it's a pass that goes right the way through to Raya. I've never watched Arthur Christmas. I'm going to watch it this year. Oh, that's a foul. Ref says foul. Yeah. Trading Places is a good film. What do we got? What do we got? Corner to Arsenal again. Still 1-1 you to Liverpool. Still 1-1 Liverpool PSV. Get your words out, Pratt. Saka. On the corner. I've had a freeze here. I think it's given a foul. No, it's going to get retaken. Did you like The Rock with Sean Connery? I've not seen it for a while, but it is a good film. Let's see what happens with this corner from Saka. Oh, they've nearly done it again, Arsenal. Causing all sorts of problems. Tar. Rice. Headed away. They're such a threat from corners, aren't they? I know that's not a... Saka. Cuts it back. Over the bar. They nearly did it again from a corner there, Arsenal. Very nearly. Spurs are winning. What's going on? Olympiacos have scored a goal as well. Spurs are winning again. I didn't see the goal, sorry, but they are winning. I got lost in the moment. Spurs are winning again. 2-1 up. Incredible scenes. Incredible. Moani scored against his parent club, says Melipa. Daniel says, I'm sad that United have been in the abyss last decade. Thank you, Daniel. Wow. What a night. I just feel like there's... I mean... As mad as it sounds, all 3 English clubs could win tonight and all 3 English clubs could lose. And I know that people go, oh, Michael Owen's here. But what I mean is that's not normal. Like you'd normally look at, you might look at it and go, I expect Liverpool to win. I expect Arsenal to win. I expect Spurs to win. But Spurs against PSG would be an amazing result if they can win that. PSV have scored as well. Oh my God, terrible defending. And don't tell me that's Kirkez again. Kirkez is so crap, Kez, I would say. Kirkrap. It's just absolutely, Kirkez is so bad. He's so bad. I feel bad for him because he was so good at Bournemouth, but apparently he's been playing really well, says Yam. Well, he's just cost you another goal here. I mean, look, how does he not see the danger there? You either got to play offside or you got to make the tackle. It's just, he just runs alongside him. I mean, if that, I'm thinking, I'm getting the word Delo. It's just crap defending. Absolutely shit. You know, 3 of his defenders play the offside trap. He can see that. He goes with the runner and then doesn't get there. Nah. 2-1 to PSV anyway. Wow. We've got some big results tonight. Liverpool are losing at home to PSV. Spurs are beating PSV in Paris. And Arsenal have just got another corner. And PSG have scored. 2-2. Oh, Spurs. You're so Spursy. Inter have just equalised against Atletico Madrid as well. I think it's Vitinha again. Oh, he's just scored a cracker again. What can you do? What can poor Spurs do? He's just scored an absolute cracker again. You just can't do anything about it. Brilliant goal by Vitinha again. It's all going on. Can't legislate for that, Vitinha. It's just brilliant. Arsenal looking for corners. Saka, got to be a goal. Oh, header on the back post. Moreno straight at Neuer. But Arsenal on top here at the moment. Bayern have not been very good this second half. They've not really done anything. They are struggling to get a foothold here. It's been a very good... Maybe it's the intensity, fitness of the Premier League that's starting to show through in the second half. Good play by Carl. He's gone. He's gone. Look at the pace. For a small player, look at the pace. Gets the shot off. Brilliant play. Didn't really think he had that pace in him, but wow. If he'd have scored that, Lewis Skelly would have been rinsed. Bad kick out by... Right, it's not a bad kick out by Raya because Saka's got it. And now Eze's got it. And now Madueke's got it. But Elise makes the tackle. Lots of goals tonight. Thanks for your super chats tonight, everybody. PSV with another shot there. It's not looking good for... I mean... I've not had to look at this, but looking at the table in the Champions League, if Liverpool lose, they're currently in 12th place, which puts them level on points. Well, they've got 2 more than Barcelona, to be fair. Long way to go. Another corner for Arsenal. Do you think Portugal can win the World Cup? Will Ronaldo play in the next World Cup? He won't play in the next one, Touche. And I think with Roberto Pratanés as your manager, I don't think you can win it, no. Because I think he's a crap coach. But Atalanta have scored against Frankfurt in Frankfurt. Lookman. We're looking. Rice. Good corner. Oh, just wide by Moreno. They're getting closer and closer with these corners. Mick says Kane's overrated and he'll never score against a decent defence. Oh, Kane won the vote of either or, Kane or Haaland, 56% to 44%, which means I can do the next one, which is going to be either or, Kane or Mbappe. Isak coming on for Liverpool. Can he spark this Liverpool side into life? They're 2-1 down to PSV with half an hour to go. PSV are unbeaten in 10, says Matthew. I'm going to sit down now because my back, I've just realised I've been stood up for 2 hours. That's never a good thing. Upamecano's already on a yellow card here. Just seeing if he was going to go for a second yellow. Madueke went down. He's got to be careful. We don't want to see I don't want to see a red card. Yeah, he definitely did tread on his foot. Company's had a yellow card now. Company and Arteta booked. Mando says, are Arsenal England's best chance of Champions League victory? Will their history of struggling in the competition let them down? Look, I think Arsenal's, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, if we've got any Arsenal fans watching, we may well do. I think your priority is the Premier League, isn't it? I mean, if you can win both, you're going to want to win both. And a good save by Neuer there from across. It's going to be another corner. Mascara nearly getting there. I think it's going to be very difficult to win the Champions League and the Premier League, but they're good enough to do it. They've got the squad to do it. Big save that from Neuer. Mascara there. Another corner. They've been getting close from corners, Arsenal. They've already scored one. A good header away that time. But it's all Arsenal this half. Reyes right out of his goal. PSG are leading now. Oh, I feel bad for Spurs. They've led twice and now they're 3-1 down, 3-2 down. It looked like a foul to me. Lovely finish by Ruiz, but it looked like a foul on Sarr. Has he given the foul or? Mbappe's got 4 goals. Atalanta 3-0 now. I told you Frankfurt don't keep clean sheets. 0-0 at half-time, 3-0 now. Yeah, it's been given. I didn't really see it much, but there we go. Yeah, loads of goals going in here. Can Spurs get back into it? They led twice. Ederson and De Ketelaere have made it 3-0 to Atalanta against Frankfurt. Arsenal, I think Arsenal have been the better team. I'm never going to answer Rangers or Celtic, Thomas. So you're obviously new here. I'll never answer that question. Not interested in it. I think Arsenal have been the better team in the second half. Yeah. I think Bayern have really struggled and that's a credit to them. And Declan Rice piling forward here. It's a lovely run and he's going to finish it. Oh, what a save by Neuer. So close. Declan Rice nearly scored a great goal there. Drove forward, got the shot off, and Neuer made a great save. Bayern really struggling at the moment. No composure. Big save. But you feel it's a matter of time before Arsenal get in front here. Definitely going for it. Yeah, it's a brilliant feat with the studs of his boot. Brilliant save with the studs of his boot. I mean, look at that. Rice has put that in the right place as well. He's not even put it near Neuer. It's a brilliant save. Goat keeper for a reason, says James. Yeah, they just can't get in the game at the moment, Bayern. Arsenal have been brilliant second half. Liverpool are still losing. Liverpool are still losing. Oh, dear. I mean, I thought I was going to be doing a reaction to this. I think we'll be doing a Liverpool reaction. I mean, bloody hell. Yeah, 4-2 to Real Madrid against Olympiacos. 3-2 to PSG against Tottenham now. Sporting 2-0 up against Club Brugge. Frankfurt losing 3-0 to Atalanta. Atletico Madrid 1-1. And obviously 1-1 here as well. Loads of goals in the Champions League tonight. Very good. Very good. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new. Welcome to That's Football. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Do you think Slot will get sacked if they lose? No, I don't. I personally don't think. I think West Ham on Sunday is a game he has to win. If you lose that, then I think you're in big trouble then. That Carl is only 17. He's been Bayern's best player. Elise's been kept relatively quiet. Gnabry's been quite quiet. Kane's been quite quiet. Christian says, do you watch movies with or without subtitles? Without. And here's Elise. As I say, he's been quite quiet, but Madueke does well. He's gone past Lewis Skelly so easily. I think he went past him so easily then that he stuttered as he went past him. Lewis Skelly has got a hard job tonight. Goal for QPR if you're interested against Blackburn. West Brom are beating Birmingham. Oh, we've got a goal coming in. PSG again. Who is it this time? It's going to be from a corner, I think. 4-2. They've led twice, Spurs, but they're now losing by 2. Oh, it's crap defending by Spurs, that. Really sloppy, crappy goal. I think it's is it Pacho who scores that? Oh, it's such a bad goal to concede for Spurs, that. It's not a clean corner by any means. It sort of lands in the box, a little bit of kicking and all sorts, and then bang. Silly goal to concede that for Spurs. They're back to being Spursy. Neto is so underrated. I don't know why the fan base doesn't rate him, says Pete. Pedro Neto of Chelsea. Yeah, I like him. I've always liked him. I liked him at Wolves. Very direct. Gets a lot of assists. Hard working. Frank out. I mean, I don't think you can be Thomas Frank out because he loses to bloody PSG. They are the European champions. I feel like if Bayern can get out of here with the points, it'll be a good point, you know. Arsenal about to make 2 subs, Martinelli and Calafiori. And if you're Arteta, you got to push for this, haven't you? Sorrow San says Arsenal should be running at Bayern here. They've got a few on yellow cards. Just to clarify that, Upamecano and Lema, both on yellow cards. Saka's coming off. I suppose you've got to have a little bit of an eye on the weekend, to be fair. Gakpo down the wing. Lewis Skelly and Saka. I think that's an intelligent substitution because if there's one area that they could exploit, Bayern, and they haven't really looked like exploiting any area in the second half. I'd say it's down that left-hand side where Lewis Skelly has looked a bit shaky. Oh, I thought Liverpool were going to score then. Kara's crying into his Stella tonight, says Evan Whelan. I feel the first half was quite evenly matched. I think second half Arsenal have been brilliant. I don't really know whether that's a tactical switch by Arteta or it's just the intensity of the game. Obviously in the Premier League, you are, especially at this time of the season, goal, brilliant. I'm literally bigging Arsenal up and they've scored. And it's Madueke from a Calafiori cross. Calafiori's only just come in and Madueke's there to tap it in as well. It's a fantastic goal and it's well deserved by Arsenal. I don't know why they've been so dominant in the second half, but this is absolutely a message to the rest of football that I would say right here, right now, Arsenal are arguably the best team in the world. If you're the best team in Europe, you really are the best team in the world. And Arsenal, I think, are the best team in the world at the moment. You know, Bayern was the test. It's a lovely goal. It's a lovely ball in by Calafiori. And it's a lovely finish by Madueke. And they have been on top in the second half. And the first half was very equal. The second half, I don't know why, Arsenal have just gone up a gear and Bayern haven't been able to live with it. And I think whether that's the intensity and the fitness or whether it's a tactical switch or not, fantastic goal by Arsenal from open play. And they lead 2-1 here. And it's a statement. It is a statement of Arsenal's intent right here, right now. Would you ever want to live in Ireland again, says 12, Jimmer? Yeah, I'd happily go and live there in Ireland again. 3-1 to PSV. We're not messing about. We're not messing about, bruv. It's bloody 3-1. I didn't see this coming. I saw the Arsenal goal coming. I did not see the Liverpool goal going in. I didn't actually see the Liverpool goal going in. I didn't see the PSV goal going in. This is surely players downing tools here. I think it's going to get bad. I think it's going to get really bad for Slot. You know, you can't be losing 3-1 at home to PSV. It's madness. It's absolute madness. Kanate and Van Dijk are like the Chuckle brothers at the back. I mean, they hit the post and then follow it in. It's madness. It's absolute madness. Van Dijk and Kanate are calamity brothers. Barry and Paul, the Chuckle brothers, they're terrible. Oh, Gnabry nearly equalised there, just while we're just laughing at Liverpool. Incredible. Incredible. Lema and Gnabry off. And Nicholas Jackson on and Bischoff on. Arsenal doesn't have Gyökeres this game, Mark, says Andrew. Thanks for telling me that. I thought he was running around for the last 72 minutes. I mean, look, I think there is this expectation that Liverpool are going to come back at some point, but not necessarily in this game, but like at some point. But there's a problem. Is Con Air a Christmas movie? Absolutely not, Ian. There's a big problem at Liverpool. They're just not very good. And credit to PSV. I mean, I don't think PSV. My assumption is that PSV are not one of the best teams in Europe, but they shouldn't be going to Anfield and winning. And they are. They bloody well are. Spurs are making a comeback. They've got one back, Spurs. They have. Let's have a look. 4-3. What a game. Moani, again. Got a bit of luck, but when he's in, bang. Pure power of the Lacers, 4-3. Still 20 minutes to go. Spurs have had a go. You can't argue with that. Great week for the Champions League, says Jacob. Buckets of goals tonight, says CJM. What's going on, says Chev. Well, amongst it all, Arsenal are sending a very big statement that they are the best team in England and Europe and possibly the world. Just goes to show you that, like, there was people saying when he finished second last year, oh, he's got to go, he's got to go. I think you had to give him another year. You had to give him the striker. Konate's been subbed off here. How long can Liverpool put up with this? But, you know, Arsenal have played so well in this game. I mean, I like Bayern. I think they're a good team. And I've got to say, I wanted Bayern to really come here and put on a show and test Arsenal. And if this is testing Arsenal, they've passed it with true colours. They've been so dominant in the second half. They've had so many chances. I mean, look, I've not looked at the stats board as it's been whizzing around. But let's have a look at that. So we've got 10 shots to 5, 6 shots on target to 2, 6 corners to 1. Bayern have had more possession, but I'd expect that. But it's the chance creation. PSG got a penalty. That'll be that. That'll be that. I don't think there's any contesting it. Rice has got to be the best 100 million spent by a club, says Blackgate. I mean, when you spend 100 million pounds on a midfielder and they're not a flop. I mean, look, it's like Caicedo at Chelsea, isn't it? They're VAR penalty checking this. Arsenal have scored again. I'm going back to the Emirates. I've missed it. It's Martinelli, and that's game over. Statement win from Arsenal. I've said that before, but I will say it again. I missed the goal because I was looking at the penalty on the other game. That can happen. I want a replay. I need a replay. I'm waiting for the replay. I tell you what, there'll be a lot of people hurting about this as well. They don't want Arsenal to be good. There's some Arsenal fans who don't want Arsenal to be good, amazingly, but there are certainly certain pundits, ex-players and the media that don't want Arsenal to be good, and you've got to say there's nobody to deal with them at the moment. It all comes from a breakaway. Martinelli. That high line hurts them. Manuel Neuer's way out of goal. And it's just a tap in for Martinelli. I don't think Neuer needs to be there. But he's playing so... I think people say, what's Neuer doing? He's playing so high that if he turns around, he's going to be in a problem, isn't he? I think he has to do it in that situation. Classic counter-attack. So 3-1 to Arsenal here. 5-3 to PSG. They have scored the penalty. Rich says, considering the players out, this is a statement. Gyökeres, Gabriel, Odegaard. I mean, look, Bayern miss Luis Diaz. Of course they do, but I don't think it's... Neuer's out this time. I think the second half from Arsenal has been so dominant that you can't really say well Bayern have been in it. I bet the over in PSG game today, says WC. Who's better in your opinion, Rice or Caicedo, says Evan? I probably do prefer Rice, but you know, we can do an either or on it. I think it would be very close. Mbappe's beaten Kane 52% to 48%. Caicedo or Rice? Get your votes in. Who's going to finish lower in the table, United or Liverpool, says Alexander. I mean, I'd love it if Man United finished above Liverpool. I think we'd have a great chance of being in the top four if that happens, because I do think at some point Liverpool are going to have to start winning games. Now, whether that's by changing the manager or not, you know, get Stevie G in, like Ollie. But I think Southgate's the guy for Liverpool. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Southgate is your man. Arsenal looking like the real deal, says Colby. PSG game is amazing. I think we might have another goal in it. No, we haven't. Still 5-3. 8 goals. I mean, PSG have scored a lot of goals in the Champions League this season. Alexi McAllister's going mad here. Oh, it's because his header hasn't gone for a corner. Olympiacos have got one back. 3-4 against Real Madrid. Blackgate says the effect Foden's had on Eze is amazing. Ben White's coming on here. And Odegaard's coming on for Eze as well. Question is, does Odegaard get in to a best Arsenal 11 now? He's got the captain's armband back. Obviously, he's a big part of Arteta's vision. They've got such depth, haven't they? I think Bayern are starting to make subs for the weekend here. Kimmich coming off. Seeing who Bayern have got at the weekend. Carl's come off as well. Bayern play on Saturday afternoon at 2:30 against St. Pauli. I mean, they'll win that. St. Pauli are really bad at the moment. They don't need to rest players. Leverkusen, Dortmund. Liverpool are going to lose. It's going to be a Liverpool. I think. I want to say Arsenal destroy Bayern as the title, but I'm half thinking Liverpool in crisis. Liverpool beyond crisis. They're not going to come back, mate. It's the 86th minute and they're losing 3-1. Yeah, I'll review them all in one video, definitely. Declan Rice can't keep that in. How are we doing on the coefficiency at the moment? You know, regards 5th place. Oh, Zubimendi's going to give a foul up there. So Arsenal winning treble will be the biggest fraud achievement in recent football. Anti-football making a proper comeback with Arsenal, says Rub. I don't think this second half Arsenal have been played anything other than good football. Yes, they're very effective at corners, but they've created goals from the open play as well. With Trossard hurt, Eze moves to left wing and Odegaard to cam, says WC. Yeah. I mean, Arsenal, thing about it is, and this is where I completely and utterly commend and applaud Arsenal's board, is that they've had loads of injuries, like Gabriel, Odegaard, Saliba, Saka, Madueke, Gyökeres, now Trossard. They've had lots of injuries, but because they've got a huge squad, they can deal with them. It's an intelligent way to run a club because the Champions League is so lucrative and the Premier League is so important. And they've just built a very big squad to cover off every position. And it's a lesson to owners of other clubs who don't even bother building midfields that if you want to be successful, you've got to build a squad. As a Liverpool fan, this is Arsenal's year, says Fern. And PSG have not lost to a Premier League team in the Champions League in nearly 5 years. How embarrassing is that for the Premier League, says Default. Chiesa with the shot there. I think that's just coincidence, really. How many times have they played them? I tell you what, though, it sets it up really well for Sunday, doesn't it? Chelsea, Arsenal, Stamford Bridge. Chelsea beat Barcelona. Arsenal beat Bayern in the 2 big games of the week. They're very big wins for the Premier League. They're very big wins for Arsenal and Chelsea. And they go head-to-head on Sunday. And I'm not going to give it away because I've got my Premier League predictions on Sunday with Robbie. And I know he watches. I know he looks for little hints. But I do think it's a hard ask to go beyond a... I mean, it's a brave person who bets against Arsenal, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Even though Chelsea have got more than capable, I just think this sends a really big message that, you know, Bayern are a bloody good side. Bayern went to PSG and won. And PSG are a bloody good side. So if Arsenal can comprehensively beat them, and they have comprehensively beaten them, they've dominated them second half, then I think Arsenal are capable of anything, really. Be a cracking game on Sunday. And you can watch it with us here. Don't forget on Friday night as well, live Bundesliga watch-along, live match footage if you're in the UK and Ireland. If you're not in the UK and Ireland, we still do another watch-along anyway. Leipzig against Mönchengladbach. Very excited about this. Leipzig have got some absolute ballers coming through. Where will they end up? Because Leipzig are definitely a selling club. A new wave of players that are probably going to hit the European scene. Any watch-alongs on Saturday, says Bet? I'm not so sure. I'm not feeling Saturday, to be honest with you. Leipzig again. We haven't done Leipzig since the opening game. Last time we did Leipzig was Bayern. Do you think Slot's going to get fired? I'll talk about that in my match reaction. They're into the 90th minute. I think you've got to be driven by Liverpool fans. You know, they're the ones who decide. You know, it's not really for us to say. I know there's some vocal Liverpool fans that want him gone. Mark, I said Slot out at the very start of this rot, but you and other YouTubers said actual fans wouldn't say that. Now what? The signs have been there, says that. I still don't think actual Liverpool fans, that's the wrong word. Look, it's not my club. I made this mistake with United and it's very offensive. I don't think Liverpool fans in the majority will want Slot out yet, but one more. I think the West Ham game is big. Credit to Arteta, came in when we were being called Banter FC. Now everyone fears us. Who was the person who, when people were getting Arteta out t-shirts, said, keep him, I can see what he's doing? Oh, it was me. It was me. I've always seen what Arteta was doing, and I think the patience was needed, and it's happened. It's 4-1. It's 4. Maybe Dead Red's right. Is that it for Slot? It's hard. It's hard. You know, I've been in this position so many times. Don't cut that up. I've been in this situation so many times as a United fan where we've got, if there's one thing we're experienced in the last decade, it's the end of managers. And I look at Slot and I look at that Liverpool team and it's got all the ingredients of the players have stopped playing for him and he's losing his confidence. And I'd say West Ham at the weekend, if he gets West Ham at the weekend, that could be it. Because they're all over the place. They're an absolute shambles. You know, and they have got Mo Salah on the pitch. Match reaction will be... I'll load it up after this, mate. Callan, I'll load it up straight away. Fantastic night tonight, though. What a night of football. I mean, look, as a United fan, it's great to see Liverpool lose. Arsenal Bayern, I didn't have a horse in the race, but I've got to say Arsenal have been brilliant. And in fairness to Spurs, they made it interesting. I mean, 5-3 to Tottenham, to PSG's not really a surprise, if I'm being completely honest. But Arsenal have been brilliant this half. But I'm going to have to start with Liverpool on the match reaction because that is PSV Destroy Liverpool. That's the title. It's... Actually, I think Liverpool destroyed by PSV. Madness. What the Champions League is amazing at the moment. UEFA must be absolutely so excited because this new format is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, the group stage never used to be like this, and I didn't really want it to change, but it's been so entertaining. And we're on week 5. And I felt last year, where's the jeopardy in the first few weeks? But it's been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Difference between Slot and Arteta is a plan. Keel Robinson, that was from Joe. Keel Robinson says Slot had Klopp sloppy seconds, sack him. Blackpool versus Reading Watchalong on Saturday, says Ben. Anfield is emptying here. Thanks everyone who's tuned in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. They're still playing at Anfield. No, they're not. It's over. It's over at Anfield. It's finished, and Slot might be finished as well. It must be so conflicting though, because you've just won a bloody league title. You don't win many of them. What a result for PSV though. I mean, it's a bit like Everton the other night. Don't disrespect the fact that there is another team here. So Liverpool was like Arsenal last year, but still got kicked out of the Champions League. It doesn't matter if you're top of the Champions League, you only qualify, says I Swallow. And Chelsea versus Arsenal will be a great game on Sunday, says Ian. Name some candidates that will replace Slots as default 66. Well, I think look, as I said, in experience, the only place I'd go is Klopp. If that's the only place I'd go, and if you can't get him, Nick says I'm still thinking of Jota, even though I'm not a Liverpool fan. Watch Van Dijk on that last goal. Yikes, says WC. Mate, leave the game before it leaves you. You know. Trent left, maybe Van Dijk and Salah going would have been a better thing for Slot, in hindsight. Still got a minute and a half to go. I want to do my match reaction. Liverpool's over. Arsenal, hurry up. I've got a match reaction to do. Even the Emirates is emptying. They want to go and do a match reaction as well. I'm going to start setting this up so I can just get it going. Bayern on the attack. can literally just finish and go straight into it. Yeah, but, you know, brilliant. And in a way, it's... In a way, it's a bit harsh on Arsenal because really I expected to do it. I mean, this is the big game of the week. It's the big game of the Champions League. And I did expect to be doing a match reaction for Arsenal, and I will talk about them in the match reaction. But when Liverpool get beat 4-1 at home, you've sort of got to go beyond crisis, you know? Because they are. But yeah, huge plaudits to Arsenal. They've been brilliant tonight. And look, Bayern, if this was a Champions League knockout game, remember there would be a second leg. I think it's a different game in Munich. So I don't think it makes Arsenal, you know, dominantly better than Bayern. They have been in the second half, but it could be interesting. But Arsenal probably put themselves as favourites now for the Champions League as well as the Premier League. 69% of you, went with Rice over Caicedo. I'm surprised it's that high. Maybe because it's an Arsenal watch-along, I don't know. Or are Liverpool players playing like this on purpose, or is there a deeper reason? I'll talk about that on the match reaction, because as I say, if there's one thing we're experienced as United fans, it's on how it goes towards the ends and why I think it's very worrying for Slot. Liverpool lose against West Ham and Slot's gone, says Becky. I completely agree. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to go and do the match reaction and then I'll upload it. Thanks, everyone, for watching. As always, take care, stay safe, and I'll speak to you in a bit.